welcome. In this session, we will go for calculation of ice cream mix and its commercial manufacturing. Ice cream is a product which is liked by people of all ages, whether it is a child, a young boy, teenager, old people or convalescents. Everybody has a liking for ice cream. So, it is a product which is in very high demand in the market, and in 1960s its commercial production was started in our country. Nowadays a huge quantity of milk is being converted into this frozen dairy product which is called as ice cream. We define ice cream. It is a frozen dairy product made by blending and processing of cream and other milk products with sugar and flavor, and it may or may not contain stabilizers or colors, and air is incorporated while manufacturing this product during the process of freezing. As per Food Standard and Safety Authority of India definition, ice cream is a frozen product which is made from cow or buffalo milk, or it may be made from cream and other milk products with or without addition of sugar, eggs, fruits, fruit juices, nuts, chocolates, edible flavor and permitted color, etc. It may contain permitted stabilizers and emulsifiers, and their quantity shall not exceed 0.5% by weight. The mixture has to be suitably heat processed before it is frozen. It shall contain as per the mandatory standards laid down by FSSAI, the product shall contain not less than 10% of milk fat, 3.5% of protein, and it shall not have 36% of total solids. In case of the fruits and nuts ice cream, the fat content may be proportionately reduced, but in those conditions the fat content shall not be less than 8% by weight of the product. BIS, they have also specified that 1 liter of ice cream shall not weigh less than 525 gram, but FSSAI has not given any relationship between the ice cream volume and ice cream weight. The approximate composition of commercial ice cream, normally the economy ice cream and good average ice cream which is available in the market, the fat may be 10%, and in good average ice cream the fat content is 12%. The milk SNF or serum solids, they may vary from 10 to 11% in economy ice cream, while in case of good average ice cream the milk SNF level may be 11%. Sugar, normally 15% is the acceptable limit. It is varying from 13 to 15%, and good average ice cream is having 15%. The stabilizers and emulsifiers, their content may vary from 0.3 to 0.5% in the economy ice cream, but in case of good average ice cream the level is restricted normally to 0.3%, and the mandatory standards are that it has been told earlier, the mandatory standards stipulate that total solid content shall not be less than 36% in case of the ice cream, and here in economy ice cream the total solid content varies between 36 to 37%, while in case of good average ice cream 37.5 to 39%, and protein content not less than 3.5%. So, this is the composition of economy ice cream and the good average ice cream. Once we see both the categories, ice cream is a high fat product when compared with the milk. It has a very high fat content. SNF content is also high as compared to the normal milk. There is no sugar in the milk, but it has a huge quantity of sugar, but it is roughly 50% of the total solid, 50% of the total solids in ice cream is sucrose, that is sugar only, and stabilizer very low, and total solid it is having a higher total solid content of 36%, while in case of milk it may vary from 12 to 15%. The different constituents of ice cream have a different role. For example, milk fat, the whole they improve body and texture. The rich creamy flavor of ice cream is imparted by the milk fat, and body and melting resistance of the ice cream is also due to its content, that is its milk fat content, and normally it shall not be less than 10%, but in case of the fat content shall not be less than, in case of fruit and nut ice cream, milk fat content shall not be less than 8%. The milk SNF content, that milk SNF, that is lactose, protein and mineral matter, they improve body and texture. Milk proteins make ice cream more compact and smooth. So, compactness and smoothness of the ice cream is due to its SNF content. The sugar, the accepted, it is very rich in sugar, 15% in ice cream, and 50% of the total solids is approximately sugar, and the desired sweetening effect and the acceptability of ice cream, that is due to sugar or sucrose. It is very important to add the stabilizers and emulsifiers, because stabilizers, they prevent formation of big ice crystals during storage. Emulsifiers such as egg yolk solids and other chemical emulsifiers such as carboxymethyl cellulose, they improve the whipping ability and produce smooth body and texture. Due to emulsifiers and stabilizers, the ice cream, they are able to retain the air incorporated in it during the process of freezing. Sometimes the ice creams may be made without any addition of stabilizers and emulsifiers, because the natural contents of milk such as proteins, lecithin, fats, citrates, etc., they are the natural emulsifiers, which are natural stabilizers and emulsifiers, which stabilize the mix and also form the smooth and permanent emulsions. Now we come to the flavors. Normally vanilla, strawberry, mango, banana and chocolate flavors are added in natural or synthetic form as per the requirement, and as it is suggested, they improve the acceptability of ice cream. Color may be added or may not be added as per the requirement and the type of ice cream that is being manufactured. When we see the commercial method of manufacturing, we see the selection of ingredients in formulating the mix is very important, ice cream mix. The source of fat may be the milk, buffalo milk or cow milk, cream or whole milk powder or white butter. Normally these things are deployed for as a source of fat in ice cream mix. Then SNF is attributed by milk or skim milk powder or whole milk powder or whey solids, whey concentrate, condensed skim milk, etc., etc. Then we select the ingredients depending upon the availability, cost factor and the market demand consumers' acceptability. In commercial factories, normally in factories the ice cream is manufactured using the butter, white butter, unsalted butter as a source of fat, and skim milk powder, that is SMP, as a source of SNF. Because no liquid milk handling or cream handling and the problems associated with storage of these two liquid products which need low temperature storage is not required in case of SMP, and butter, it can be handled by hiring the cold store facilities at where butter can be stored at minus 20 degrees centigrade. So, the factories, the plants, they prefer to manufacture ice cream out of skim milk powder and white butter and other solids such as whey, dried whey, etc. Then we calculate the mix, we make the mix, we mix all the dry ingredients together. Dry ingredients comprise of skim milk powder, sugar, stabilizer and emulsifier. So, all the dry ingredients, they are mixed together and mixed into the cream and milk mixture, and then that mixture is heated at 68 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. The purpose is for making the ice cream safe for human consumption and for removal of all the pathogenic bacteria present in the different sources which we have accumulated for making the ice cream mix. Homogenization has most important role in processing of the ice cream mix. The ice cream mix is heated to approximately 68 degrees centigrade and it is homogenized at first stage 2500 psi, and at second stage homogenizer pressure is kept at 500 psi. Once the mix is pasteurized and homogenized, it is cooled and aged at 0 to 4 degrees centigrade. Normally the mix is aged at 4 degrees centigrade by keeping it in cold room for around 2 to 4 hours. If we are using the gelatin as stabilizer, gelatin is a stabilizer from animal sources. So, normally people avoid using gelatin as a stabilizer, and in case we are using the sodium alginate or which is sold as dairyloid in the market, then there is no aging is needed once we are adding the sodium alginate or dairyloid as the stabilizer. In case of gelatin, the aging is required for 3 to 4 hours. After the mix is aged, the freezing process is carried out. Freezing is a very important process and it results into incorporating air in the ice cream mix. Freezing is carried out in a freezer which may be a batch freezer or it may be a continuous freezer where it is rapidly beaten within simultaneous incorporation of air at a temperature of -4 to -5 degree centigrade. After freezing, the packaging of ice cream is carried out, whether it is packed in cones, cups or any pack which is required in the market. The coloring matter, flavors, etc., they are added at the time of freezing the ice cream mix. So after freezing the mix, that is after completing the incorporation of air, the hardening and storage of ice cream is carried out, and normally the temperature of storage of ice cream is in between -23 to -25 centigrade in a deep freeze. The very important term which is associated with the ice cream manufacture is the percentage overrun. It is the percentage overrun gives an indication of the weight of unit volume of mix against the unit volume of ice cream, and it may vary from 60 to 120%. Normally the ice cream which is available in the market, the overrun is varying between percentage overrun is varying in between 70 to 80%. Theoretically, the percentage overrun can be calculated by subtracting weight of unit volume of ice cream from weight of unit volume of ice cream mix, multiplying it by 100 and dividing the whole figure by weight of unit volume of ice cream. If we see the slide in front of you, we see that normally the percentage overrun in good average ice cream may vary from 70 to 100%. However, in case of softy, the percentage overrun normally is in the range of 30 to 50%. That means in case of softy, there is lesser incorporation of air as compared to the other ice creams, that is ice cream with fruits, nuts or without any fruit, nut, etc. Softy is an ice cream which is marketed in a soft condition and is ready for consumption shortly after it is drawn from the freezer. The composition of softy is fat. It may vary in between 3 to 6%, the milk SNF from 11 to 14%, sugar again the same level as compared to normal ice cream 12 to 15%, stabilizer and an emulsifier 0.4 to 0.6%. Softy has a higher content of these things, stabilizers and emulsifiers. Now it is, see, we have seen that first of all the ingredients of the ice cream, they are taken, then they are wet ingredients are taken separately in a batch pasteurizer, and all the dry ingredients they are mixed with them, then their pasteurization is carried out. After pasteurization, aging of the mix is carried out. After aging, the freezing is carried out, and after freezing the storage is carried out. So one very important factor which governs the cost of the ice cream is the selection of ingredients and their respective costing. So depending upon the availability of the milk, type of milk, then cheaper substitutes of milk, SNF, it all governs the cost of the finished product. For preparing an ice cream mix, there we have to use normally milk, we generally use milk. So if we are using milk with 4.5% fat and 8.5% SNF, then second ingredient is the cream. Normally 25% fat cream is available which we use and which is having 5.4% SNF. So second ingredient. Third important ingredient is the SMP or skim milk powder, which is the source of SNF, and SMP is normally having 0.5% fat and 97% solid, not SNF. For manufacturing of ice cream with fat 12% milk SNF 11%, sugar 14.5%, and stabilizer and emulsifier 0.3%. This is the normal composition of a good average ice cream. For calculating the quantity of cream, milk and SMP which are required depending upon the composition of the finished product, we have to form three simultaneous equations. First equation is fat equation, second equation is solid not fat equation, and third is total content equation. So, if you see, if we assume that x is equal to quantity of milk required and y is the quantity of cream required and z is the quantity of SMP, to obtain a finished product of desired composition, we will form the fat equation as 0.45 into quantity of milk. 0.45 means we percentage of milk fat, percentage of milk fat into quantity of milk plus percentage of fat in the cream into quantity of cream plus percentage of fat in milk powder multiplied by skim milk powder is equal to 12. This is the first equation. Similarly, SNF equation is the percentage of fat in the milk into quantity of milk required plus a percentage of fat in the cream multiplied by quantity of cream plus percentage of SNF in cream multiplied by quantity of this thing SMP. I am sorry, this is the SMP not cream, that is equal to total 11. So, for 100 kg of mix, if we solve all the three simultaneous equations, if we solve all the three simultaneous equations, we will require for 100 kg ice cream mix, we will have 38.2 kg of milk with 4.5% fat and 8.5% SNF. The cream will be 41.004 kg, cream with 25% fat and 5.4% SNF. The skimmed milk SMP required will be 6 kg, which is having 0.5% fat and 97% SNF. The sugar required, which is having 14.5 kg sugar is there, in which no fat, no SNF is there, and emulsifiers required will be 0.3 kg. So, the finished product in 100 kg of mix, all these ingredients will be required by, and quantity of these material required will be obtained by solving the three simultaneous equations, that is fat equation, SNF equation and total content, total quantity equation. Now, thus I repeat, I summarize once again that for making 100 kg of ice cream mix with final composition of 12% fat, 11% milk SNF, 14.5% sugar and 0.3% stabilizer, the milk required will be 38.2 kg, cream will be required will be 41 kg, skim milk powder 6 kg, sugar 14.5 kg, stabilizers and emulsifier 0.3 kg, and the total weight of the mix will be 100 kg. Blend all the things. If you want to add color, flavor, etc., add them. Then pasteurize the mix, pasteurize the blend of these material, then homogenize it, then go for the aging of the mix, freezing the mix, freeze the mix to the desired percentage overrun, and after freezing then you store it at minus 25 degrees centigrade, around minus 25 degrees centigrade. Prior to this storage, you after freezing you have to pack, that is the important step, packaging in the different packs. So, with this we conclude how to calculate the ice cream mix for obtaining a finished product of mandatory required composition. Thank you.